Ever wonder if you can have too much of a good thing when it comes to supplements? Well, the answer is a big, resounding yes. That's exactly why there's something called a tolerable upper intake level, or UL for short, that the scientists at the Food and Nutrition Board set up. Think of it as the do not cross line for daily vitamin and mineral intake to keep you out of trouble. These vitamins and minerals, which are also called micronutrients, are super important, but only in just right amounts. They keep our cells happy and everything running smoothly. And while munching on the right foods is the best way to get what your body needs, there are times when a little extra help from supplements makes sense. Think growing kids, expecting moms, or just getting older. All right, let's dive into the world of supplements and how our bodies deal with them. Not all vitamins are created equal. Most of them are what we call water-soluble. This means they mix well with water, and your body uses them up pretty quickly. But then there are the VIPs, vitamins A, D, E, and K. These guys are fat-soluble, which means they like to cozy up with fat to be absorbed properly and can hang out in your body's tissues for a bit longer. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When you take in more water-soluble vitamins than your body knows what to do with, it just sends them packing through your urine. But those fat-soluble ones? Well, they're a bit more clingy. Take too many of those, and you could run into some trouble, because they don't leave your system as easily. And believe it or not, even though water-soluble vitamins usually wave goodbye pretty fast, if you go way overboard, they too can throw a party in your system that gets a bit out of hand, leading to what the docs call hypervitaminosis. Yep, that's just a fancy term for having too much of a good thing vitamin style. First, let's start with vitamin D. It's like the superhero of vitamins, playing a huge role in keeping our bones and teeth strong, beefing up our immune system, chilling out inflammation, and even helping our bodies handle sugar better. And get this, not getting enough of it has been linked to some pretty serious stuff like heart disease, diabetes, and even some cancers, according to scientists who study aging and diseases. But here's the twist. Since vitamin D loves to hang out in the fat in our bodies, taking too much of it for too long can lead to vitamin toxicity. It's pretty rare, but it's a thing, especially if you're big on popping vitamin D supplements. When things get out of hand, it can lead to a whole bunch of not-so-fun stuff like hypercalcemia, that's just a fancy word for too much calcium in the blood, feeling queasy, vomiting, muscle weakness, getting all confused, aches and pains, not feeling hungry, getting dehydrated, needing to pee all the time, feeling super thirsty, and even kidney stones. Now, the experts say you shouldn't go over 4,000 IU of vitamin D a day to stay in the safe zone. But there's some research out there, like in Frontiers in Endocrinology, saying that the real trouble starts when folks take a massive 10,000 IU a day for a bit. So what's the game plan? Going with a plan that's tailored just for you and overseen by a healthcare provider is the way to go. Keeps things safe and sound. All right, let's chat about vitamin A now. This one's a bit of a jack of all trades, super important for things like keeping your vision sharp, making sure your immune system is up to scratch, and playing a part in growth and even reproduction. It's also got a hand in keeping your heart and liver ticking over nicely. You can find vitamin A in some animal foods like fish, liver, if you're into that kind of thing, dairy, and eggs. This type is ready to go right out of the gate, and it's called retinol. Then there's the plant foods, with their beta-carotene, which your body cleverly turns into vitamin A as needed. Now, depending on whether you're a man or a woman, the amount of vitamin A you need each day changes a bit. For the fellas, it's about 900 micrograms, and for the ladies, it's around 700 micrograms. To put it in perspective, just one egg can sort you out with 75 micrograms. According to experts, for adults, the max amount you want from all places, food, drinks, and any extra supplements, is 3,000 micrograms. Just a heads up though, going overboard with the ready-to-use vitamin A can lead to some not-so-great stuff like headaches, seeing all blurry, feeling queasy, getting dizzy, muscle aches, and even messing with your coordination. So, as with everything, balance is key. Now, let's talk about vitamin E, the superhero antioxidant that's got your back when it comes to keeping your immune system, cells, and blood vessels in tip-top shape. You can find this gem in all sorts of tasty stuff like vegetable oils, that wheat germ sitting in your pantry, nuts and seeds for your snacking pleasure. Those green leafy veggies we all know we should eat more of, and even in some of those fortified foods like your morning cereal. So, how much of this good stuff do you need? About 15 milligrams a day should do the trick. But hold up, if you're thinking of topping up with supplements, there's a cap on that. 1,000 milligrams a day to be precise. And yes, there's a bit of a difference between the natural stuff, called alpha tocopherol, and the synthetic version, known as di-alpha tocopherol. Some companies even mix them up in supplements to give you a bit of everything. Now, if your body's a bit finicky with fat and doesn't absorb it well, you might need a bit more vitamin E in your life. But, and this is a big but, going overboard with vitamin E supplements could make you more likely to bruise like a peach or bleed a bit more than usual. This is super important to keep in mind, especially if you're on any blood thinners like Coumadin or warfarin. Those are the 3 common supplements that are often overused. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Catch you in the next video.